welcome to Amanda Harwood Holistics. My name is Amanda, obviously. Welcome back if you are here again. Thank you for coming back. The last week's video was pretty dodgy, so I'm really grateful that you're back. We luckily have this Monday, the 27th, a full moon. And so I thought I would just pop in quickly and give you a full moon reading for the energy that's coming up for this week. Now, astrologically, energies are pretty unsettled and people can be very emotional and angry and say things that they're most probably going to regret. So if you're one of those people who have a very short fuse, then maybe you need to really up your meditation or your breath work to try and keep you nice and calm and even and balanced, and try and think before you speak. And that hopefully will get you out of trouble. Now, the full moon, I like to do a big ritual, but here today we're just going to do a quick 5-minute reading. Full moons are about releasing. We release what no longer serves us. So that is self-limiting beliefs, people, relationships, situations that have made us uncomfortable or no longer serve us and cause us frustration, and anything like that general, energy that makes us feel frustrated and is no longer really doing us any good. So full moons are really good for that. Now, if you know your astrological chart, you will know what house Gemini is in, because the full moon is actually in Gemini this month. Gemini for me is in my 4th house, which is all about family and home and where I belong and my past. So this full moon, I will be doing some work on releasing stuff about that, which is quite pertinent considering what has been going on in my family over the last month and a bit. Generally, however, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, who is the ruler of communication. Mercury, I think off the top of my head, is going through some stuff at the moment, so most probably not the best communicator. I get all my information from this book. This is like my moon Bible. This is by Yasmin Boland. She's the same lady who did the cards that I'll be reading. And this book is, as you can see, I've got pages folded over, I've got pages marked. It's just so informative for me. And what makes it even better is that I did my birth chart, which you can do a free birth chart on her website. Just go to yasminboland.com, I think it is, and find it there. And so that way then I can really personalize my new moon and my full moon rituals, because I know what house they're actually influencing the most. But I'll just read you some of this for full moon in Gemini. So the full moon in Gemini is especially good for Aries, Geminis, Leos, Librians, Sagittarians, and Aquarians. And for the rest of us, it's a little bit more challenging. The energy is changeable and fickle. The message is to slow down and be real with people. Wanting to know everything and taking the time to really learn is the balance that you'll need to do this month. And you could ask yourself some questions such as, have I been glossing over other people's feelings? Have I been too quick to change my mind, or am I too restless? Or have I been a bit of a silver-tongued hustler to get what I want? And have I been a bit gossipy or superficial this month? So they're just some of the things that you could take into account if you decide to do a full moon ritual. Now, how do you do a full moon ritual? Well, there's lots of ways to do them. I take a bit from Yasmin's full moon ritual, and then I take a bit from Biddy Tarot's, and then I just do a bit of what feels best for me. So usually I like to meditate, but I also like to write down what I want to release for the month. And then I will put it into, I have a tiny little cauldron, which is the only fireproof dish I've got. And I go outside and I light it and I release it to the universe. However, we are in a total fire ban at the moment. So if you are in a total fire ban, do not take your fireproof bucket or whatever you've got and light a fire, okay? If you've got a fireplace, maybe you can do it in there. Or you can do what I sometimes do and just put a bit of water in your sink and just let the paper dissolve away, and then either pick it up and put it in the rubbish or bury it in the dirt, that type of stuff. So yeah, you need to release it. Don't keep it, because it'll just hang around in your energy even more. So that's just a quick rundown on a full moon ritual. You can go to Yasmin Boland's website. I know I sound like I'm sponsored by her, but I'm not. I'm just a huge fan. She makes astrology really easy to understand, and the moonology stuff is really, really interesting as well. So if you're into all of this, go and check her out. It's really, really worth it. So, okay, we're going to do a quick reading because this is starting to get a bit long. So I am using the same cards that I used last week, which I've actually got the box today. So that's the Moonology Manifestation Oracle cards. She's got 3 decks out at the moment. This is my favorite. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask, how can I make the best use of the full moon energy for this month? Okay, so we're going to pick a card. Oh, this one's calling to me. Okay, so we have first quarter moon in Scorpio. Sorry, I'll do it this side. Which is all about releasing your blocks. Okay, so once again, you can see a lot of green in this card, and it's all about healing. Releasing blocks to me is about healing, particularly healing self-limiting beliefs that have been stopping you from manifesting or getting what you want, or keeping you in relationships or situations that you don't want to be in. As I said, there's lots of ways to release your blocks, and it's really quite pertinent that this card come up for a full moon energy reading, because full moons are all about releasing, and often it is about releasing that is more important than actually making your intentions known, which is what happens at the new moon. So it can be really healthy for you to release those things that no longer suit you. We get our beliefs about ourselves and about society by about the time we're 3 years old. So of course we get them from family, both immediate and you know, family further out, grandparents, aunties, uncles, siblings, cousins, all that sort of stuff, and about the society that we're in. So by 3, we usually have already a good idea about who we are and the beliefs we have about ourselves. Now, when you get to 54 like me, you realize that those beliefs no longer serve you, and in fact no longer serve the world that you live in, especially in our generation where things have changed so much. So it's good to every now and then sit down and think about what's important to you. What are your values? What are your beliefs? And what are the self-limiting beliefs that you have that are holding you back? And release them, work through them, process them, and put in new beliefs, self-motivating beliefs that will help you move forward to get the life that you want. Okay? So I'm going to read the book. Sagittarius, Scorpio. Okay, so when it comes to pushing your fears and any other negative feelings, you're going to have to dig deeper. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself, because fear blocks us. Don't let pride stop you from showing how dearly you want something. It's okay to be vulnerable. If you know the people you're dealing with are trustworthy, think about others as much as yourself. Okay, this is your work for the next week until we get a last quarter moon reading. So yeah, it's a really, really good card to have on a full moon. Now, if you, as I said, if you're interested in doing a full moon ritual, please go and see Yasmin Boland. It's, as I said, it's really good. She's Australian, so she's really down to earth, and she hasn't got that weird, pommy Australian accent that a lot of Australians get who live in London. And she's just really genuine. So I really recommend, seeking her out if you're really interested in moon rituals and moonology and astrology. Okay, that's it for this week Thank you very much for being with me. This is a little bit longer than I had first anticipated. If you have any questions, pop them in the box below, or if this resonated with you, please comment in the comments below. Thank you so much for staying to the end. Have a great week. Remember to think before you speak, otherwise you may be apologizing later in the week, and I will see you next time. Bye.